Oh, mate, how you doing?
Yes, fine, thank you. Could I pick your brain for a minute?
Yeah, of course you can, mate. What's up?
Well, do you remember when you first started this, YouTube channel thing?
Where's this going, Jackson?
Where's this going? Where is this fucking going? It's not going bloody anywhere since it's been almost 3 months since your last fucking settlement build.
I've been busy making other videos, you can.
Look, Harry, I'm just saying. Half of your audience watches your videos specifically for new and interesting builds, and you're still fucking around with a settlement you built 4 fucking months ago.
Actually, yeah, you got a point.
Are you going to argue?
No.
Are you going to argue with me?
No.
Good. Now, controller, coffee, and get on with it. Wanker.
How you doing, everyone? This is Harvest Harry here, and welcome back to the unscripted, unpolished mess that is my realistic settlement series. And today, you join me in the Red Rocket settlement, Red Rocket truck stop to be exact. And yeah, I hope this episode opened up some new building stuff for you guys to see. Hopefully, this will give you some ideas as well. So yes, hopefully I can get up that curb there. But yeah, as usual, as I always mention before I show you these builds, doing the settlement size glitch with the weapons and whatnot, the amount of times I have done it with this settlement and the amount of times you need to do it with this settlement to make it this large will, like, borderline just make your console blow up if like me and you're on console. Like, we're talking, like, not only frame rate drops, we're talking just borderline the game not loading from the menu screen at all. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're tackling a settlement this large, well, not this large, but this densely packed, because you know, the Red Rocket settlement isn't that big. But apparently the game seems to think it's the size of a fucking pinhead, considering it will barely let you place about 5 beds and that's about it. So yeah, starting, we have this little advertisement over here, and obviously one of the main gates. I tried to make the main entrance kind of the trade road, where you'll see the Bunker Hill traders and your provisioners walk through to get into the settlement. So I made that the main road that goes through here. And we have our first settlement. I've actually made this this settlement with a kind of robot theme, with a kind of everyone theme. There's humans, there's robots, there's animals, there's all sorts going on in this settlement. So, but yeah, mainly robots and such things. Right, okay, I might as well show you the other entrance while I'm on the road. I actually made this, as you can see, with scaffolding and junk fences and whatnot, but I mainly used it. I tried to keep all of the existing assets from the Red Rocket still here, still intact, so it's still undeniably the Red Rocket. So I left the coolant sign there to make it look like everything's kind of built into that. And yeah, that's a secondary greeter on the other side there. Okay, what should we see next? Oh, fuck it, I'm sure you've all seen it as I was walking in. This is the throne. This, I'm sure I'll be ended up doing a building stuff on this at some point, because, oh my god, I really do love this throne thing. Do I call it a throne? Do I call it a platform? I don't know, but, yeah, it's basically, you know, like in my, realistic Diamond City-esque build at the Starlight Driving where I had that podium. It's basically an extension of that, although a bit more insidious and a little bit more overbearing, as you can tell from my my captured radar over here. There is actually a switch, I don't know if you saw it, a switch right next to the actual chair part of the throne that actually controls these traps and flamethrowers and whatnot. But I believe that they look a little bit better at night, so I'll leave that until then. So, yes, and regarding these smoky ones over here, these ones that have been used and not repaired, while they do look cool, obviously, you know, with the flames coming out of them and stuff, they also do look quite cool when there's just smoke coming out of them. I don't know, it just adds a certain atmosphere. But yeah, and as we go around here, this is my my Brahman shack Mark II, if you will. Just all together more a bit bigger and actually made using barn parts. But yeah, and I've separated them all with gates and fences on the inside of them. And if you're wondering how you get 3 Brahmin, all I've done was literally I just used the Wasteland Workshop DLC for the means to capture animals, and yeah, did it that way, just captured 3. And obviously we have various robots around this settlement. Keep on trying to talk to me. Obviously, it does get irritating because I know they're robots, but they do fucking love a chat for some reason. And that, I don't know if you noticed, that is actually Miley Cyrus Mark II. I've upgraded her significantly. This is Ada. I don't know if you liked what I've done with Ada, but basically what I did was I tried to keep her creator's original design with like the sentry arm and the laser gun and whatnot, but just upgraded all of her bits, to be honest, and you know, gave her a head laser, the appropriate armor, but kept her like, you know, sort of backpacks and things like that, so she still looked alright. Okay, and around here we have another means of me using a fence without actually having to use a fence. This is the generator shed, equipped with about 750 types of coolant and cleaner, as you would with a fusion generator, I think, because they don't actually exist. And this is like the little technician's desk, because I'm guessing having a generator that's running on some sort of fusion power, you'd need someone to check in on it occasionally. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just talking out my arse with that one. Obviously I've got Buddy here, because you need that. Oh yeah, for those of you who noticed, this little setup here, I originally made this to make it look like the generator was actually like inside the car itself. Like, I've done a video on it before, but yeah, apparently one of my robots, I don't know who, because otherwise they'd be sacked immediately, but one of my robots for some reason decided that they didn't want the bonnet to be on this truck anymore. So yeah, it kind of exposed it a bit. I think it still looks okay, but yeah, I had to kind of compromise with that one because there's actually no way of repairing that. Okay, hi Jackson, how you doing?
Just fine, sir.
Okay, so around here, I don't know if you noticed this. This is actually the Sniper's Nest Mark II. It's all kind of built onto this truck bed here. So let's take a little look around. Our first guard post is on here. All of the guard posts on this have their own snipers. So here we have like a short range one because we're quite close to the ground over here. And then we have our first elevated one up here. Just a sort of bog standard scoped one over there. Equipped with their own table because you know you need somewhere to put your tea, as I always say. Okay, and then round up here. This is the, if you watched my first Sniper's Nest build, I built a kind of office on the middle level, and this is that, but just more to a greater degree, really. And I employed Nick, our resident detective, to be to head this position at the desk. And this, if you're wondering why that's deactivated, I will show you a little bit later. There's a couple of bits of this settlement that I want to show you at night, because I think that's where they look their best. And yes, robot themed, so that does include synths to a certain degree. So yeah, we have our own resident synth with their own rifle, as you can see there. And of course, our chief sniper, I finally found one worthy of the title, is of course McCready, because you know he likes that sort of thing. I gave him a hood because I thought that was more in keeping with the whole thing. So yeah, stop trying to talk to me, McCready. You're ruining the video, mate. Come on, don't be a dick. Okay, I think we've seen enough up here. Don't know if you can see the frame rate drops considerably when I'm up here, so I'm sorry if I'm not moving around smoothly enough to kind of cover that. Oh god, that looked awful, didn't it? Jesus Christ. But yeah, like I said, doing a settlement like this, it will fuck up your frame rate, so just be wary of that. And sometimes I've even heard it will corrupt your save. So yeah, be wary of that. Okay. What shall we see next? Okay, I might as well show you this bit that I kind of had to compromise on because, as I've said, I did use the glitch considerably with this build, and I did have to make a few sacrifices here and there. So this area of the settlement, barring the weapon stand run by Cleo, obviously not Cleo, but you know, it's kind of almost untouched. There's a couple of lights in here because this is where I like to talk to Jackson in my other videos, as you know. But yeah, that's about it. It was kind of, I'm literally on the limit of my game just breaking completely with this settlement. So I really didn't want to push my luck and just lose my save or whatever. So yeah. But this, you might recognise this actually if you're a fan of the robot reviews. This is actually where I build all the robots. So yeah, I added some construction barrier and cones and that sort of thing. Here we have the giant staircase that leads up to the roof, and there's actually something on the roof I would like to show you. I will show you, if you'd like to have a building stuff, on how I built this stairs. Actually, yeah, let's quickly have a look at the side, because I find it's really difficult to make sort of large staircases without making them look just really unrealistic, really ugly and sort of thing. So yeah, I tried to do my best with this one. I think it worked out okay in the end. So let me know if you want to see a building stuff on this particular one. But because as far as I know, actually, I think I've got all of that recorded. So hopefully I should be able to churn that out pretty quickly for you. These, if you're wondering what these random pylons are, this is just a test set up for demonstrating what this build actually is, which is again another thing that I will have to show you at night. So yes, but basically, like all of this stuff will be controlled from up there. So what this is basically is, well, you can't really do much with the rocket because you can't clip anything into the rocket really without the rug glitch. So there's not a lot of building options, and it's at a slant, so you can't really like build into it. So what I thought was, what if I could make the rocket an actual thing, like an actual rocket? What if the rocket wasn't just a display piece or a support for the roof below it, but an actual rocket, like an actual missile? So what I've tried to do here is make some kind of makeshift silo. Like someone's harnessed the power of this rocket and has decided, yeah, let's build around it and fire it off at someone that I don't like very much. So yeah, that was basically the logic behind that. And then up here, at the very top, as I'm sure you saw, we have the main area. Obviously, I put a bit of glass there because you don't want to get a shitload of jet fumes in your face. But if we go around here, this is the main switch. And this is where you'll be controlling the firing of the rocket. Obviously, the rocket isn't going anywhere, but I've rigged up some various type things to make it look like the rocket is about to fire. And it's all just like smoke and mirrors. It's all just pyrotechnics, really. But yeah, hopefully you guys like it. Anyway, I'll be showing that towards the end of the video with the rest of the nighttime stuff I want to show you. But yes, I don't think we've got much left to cover. Let's have a little look. Oh yeah, of course. How could I forget the where all the human residents are? Yes, as I'm sure you know, like having a settlement that's so densely populated with robots, it's quite handy in a way because A, they don't need any food, they don't need any beds, they don't really need anything. But I did want some humans like dressed in the robot armor and stuff. So. Like the Synth and the Assaultron. So I built this little shack for them. I say little shack, rather huge shack. But yeah, I built this little bit for them. And I tried to basically, I know the barn parts that you get, they kind of lend themselves to building things that are really uniform, that are very square, very boxy, very practical, but very sort of, well, barn looking, right? Just big boxes, basically, big wooden boxes. So I tried to mix it up as much as I possibly could with this. So I put all of the beds in like these little alcoves type things, and I built like weird balconies, weird staircases that go around the outside of the building. And the top level is actually a single room, like the penthouse, if you will, which has got a nice little skylight in there. So yeah, I really like how, I know a lot of developers don't usually bother, but I really like how like the glass in this game, you can actually see through it and it actually looks like dirty glass. It kind of I think that kind of adds a nice aesthetic to everything. But yes. Oh, what do we have? Oh yeah, there's one little more thing down here that I'd like to show you all. Oh, I hope I've been walking around here okay. Oh wait, no. Yes, around here. Yeah, I hope I've been walking around here okay, like so the frames aren't fucking going all over the place. But round here, obviously the human settlers need food, so I've built this kind of little entrance to a sort of makeshift farm / garden area that's farmed by these two useless hunks of shit, or otherwise known as protectrons. So yeah, there's a couple of protectrons over here that kind of do all my farming for me. So yes. And then round here we have our main trade area. Equipment, they've got their own little camps. They've got a nice little camp over here with a sentry bot guarding them, so I guess that's a nice luxury. See, I did originally build this single one for them, but then I realised like you don't just get one trader at a time. You get fucking all three sometimes coming at once. So I thought I'd better extend their camping area, just so. But yeah, they've got this nice little shed. They've got their main place for their Brahmins, although about 5-6 million Brahmins try to cram into little one space. But yeah, and that's the little trade post area. And we are now back to the south entrance. So I guess that just about wraps up this build. So now I'll show you the various bits and pieces that I wanted to show you at night time. Okay, so it is now midnight, so now I suppose having no sun at all is about as dark as we're ever going to get this settlement. So yeah, here I wanted to show you the throne, what the throne looks like at night. It just looks so overbearing and very sort of like it's run by some kind of dictator of all the traps outside and things. But yeah, let me quickly show you what this looks like. We'll say if you're sitting on here, there's someone over there that's approaching your throne that you don't like very much. You just flick this switch. And you get a nice all hell breaking loose just happening over there. Like I said, like you could activate these two as well, but I can't. Like I said, I like the smoke that comes out of them. I believe it adds a kind of atmosphere to the whole sort of overbearing dictator throne. So yeah. Next, we're gonna go and check out what I was talking about with the red rocket missile silo. We should run up here, run up the giant staircase. I also added additional lights around the red rocket missile silo, so it really kind of stands out regardless of the scaffolding that's kind of covering up a bit. So basically, what I've rigged this up to do is basically I can turn off all of the lights, just like so, and then I kind of added this in as a bit of a safety, but I do have to flick this switch on at the very top, so that activates. Like I said, you would originally activate this from the top of the silo, because you know that kind of makes the most sense to have, you know, no fuel and debris landing on your face around the bottom of the rocket. But yeah, I just kind of added in the switches at the bottom so I could demonstrate what it actually looks like when you're kind of up close and personal to it. So yeah, I'll flick this on. This is currently unpowered, but it is rigged up to all of my pyrotechnics, so it should power on when I flick the switch at the bottom. So we'll just quickly make our way down. Hopefully I don't make any of you sick with these shockingly, spinningly awful frame rates that I'm getting right now. All these lights and whatnot. There is a little bit of residual light left over from the already existing lights that you get around the red rocket, but yeah, it's not too much of a problem. But over here we have this. Okay, so if I flick this switch, as you can see, flames come out the sides, everything starts buzzing. And it kind of looks like the old rocket's about to take off. As I said, kind of. I was actually debating whether to put this in the settlement at all at one point, but I thought I've spent quite a few hours building it, so I thought I'd show it to you guys anyway. Let me know if you like that sort of thing, and if you want to see a building stuff on how I kind of made the pyrotechnics around it. But yeah, and now the third thing I wanted to show you was the way I've rigged up the sniper's nest. Now this sniper's nest is probably the thing I'm most proud of in this settlement, because it is not only is it way more practical than the original one, but it's kind of I don't have the word for it. It's kind of like, you know, it's practical in the sense that it actually has guard towers where the last one didn't, but it's also kind of, I want to say alive, but obviously it's not alive, it's an inanimate building, but you'll see what I mean. So basically, obviously, I didn't want to light this place up too much. I wanted to, you know, put a bit of light down in the office area with Nick and everything. But apart from that, I wanted to keep it pretty dark, because like I've said before, it is a sniper tower, so you don't want to give your position away to everyone. But just in case all hell does break loose and these 4 snipers can't get rid of whatever is on the horizon, all they have to do is flick this switch down here. And what happens is, all of these searchlights come on, and the turret activates, and we'll go down and have a little look at what that looks like right now. It's almost like a watchtower. That's kind of why I chose to add this sort of police symbol over here, because it's kind of like a little police station, if you know what I mean, but you know, sort of governed by less laws, seeing it's run by a group of snipers. But yeah, I thought that added a nice effect to the build, especially at night. There's lots of aspects I like about this settlement at night. I don't know whether it's the way it's lit, or just the way it's acted, or the because all of the red glow's coming out of all the sentries' faces. But yeah, I do like the way this settlement just looks at night. So, yes.
Anyway, guys, that just about wraps up this particular build. Quite fancy some noodles now, actually. Jackson!
Oh, what now?
Just gonna nip to DC to get some noodles. You coming?
Ah, why not? Been a while since I had an insightful chinwag with good old Takahashi.
Come on in, I'll get you some fuel while we're there.
Right you are, sir. Wait, sir?
What's the matter, mate?
I feel something.
What do you mean, you feel something? You're literally encased in metal.
I knew that, you dick. I mean it. Something is not right here.
Like what, exactly?
Is there something you're not telling me, Harry? Because if there is, now would be the time.
Have you lost the fucking plot or something?
All I know is I've never sensed such an abundance of rage since my inception. I know you're hiding something, Harry.
Jackson. Noodles.